I did a longer 20-minute YouTube video about how to use overlays and some of the tips and tricks, and I got a couple emails asking just to do a general overlay with a section of a plat map. So I'm going to do that here for you. Normally what you do, you open up your Google Earth, zoom into the general area. Right up here is the overlay button. You're going to click that, load your overlay just to save on time. I already did that. So this is the one this is the overlay I'm using, 1896. It's from Historic MapWorks. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up here. I'm going to bring the opacity down to try to line up some of these lines. So like I said in the other tutorial, a lot of the modern day roads we have today are based off the old roads. So the first thing that I look for is intersections of roads that are still there today. So when you're doing shorelines, like I'm using this lake as a kind of a reference, shorelines change. You know, man-made lakes, man-made part of the lakes, channels, dams, everything changes. So you don't want to use shorelines as a reference, but the roads will pretty much stay the same. Now I know this plat map that I have, this blue line right here on Google Earth is the county line, and I know that this plat that I'm using is right on the county line. So I know that this judicial road right here is going to line up with this road on the plat map. So I can go ahead and do that one, and then I know that that's pretty much well set. This little diamond right here will rotate it, and I just want to get it so it's pretty parallel, so it's pretty close. I'm going to zoom out or make it opaque here. And there's another thing, if you look at the plat map, you can see that there's a road coming off of the lake, right, and the intersection's right here. That intersection's probably still there today. We got to take a look at it. There's a couple other intersections around the lake that are probably still present. So we're going to bring the opacity down. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here to get a better idea of what is going on. So there is a intersection right here on the plat. You can barely see it, barely visible. Right here on the plat. That is most likely, judging by the shorelines and everything else, distance, that's going to kind of make the most sense that four-way intersection lines up with the old four-way intersection. If you look at the map right here, the old four-way intersection here, and this road travels along this plat road here. So now we got that lined up. We're just going to kind of take a look at some of the other intersections just to make sure we got everything kind of right. Modern day roads also, if there's not a road shown on the plat, roads nowadays, they will usually were made along property lines. So like this Highview Avenue is probably right along this property line here, and I'm willing to bet that this intersection right up here, this four-way intersection on Google Earth, is probably this intersection right here. So I'm just going to kind of tweak that a little bit, and that you know, some of those sometimes you just kind of gotta have to make those assumptions. And it kind of, when you get confirmation, like here, I didn't even mess with the with this four-way intersection right here on the plat, and there's a yellow four-way intersection from Google Earth right there. So that kind of gives me confirmation that my measurements are and where I'm locating this stuff is pretty close. So now from here, you got a pretty general idea. You can go ahead and tweak it a little more if you really need to, and then you're going to look at this. Like right in here, you're going to zoom in. Let's look at, there's a house right on the other side of this road, which is now Dodd Boulevard. And you can see, we'll zoom in here, maybe, there we go. So now there's a couple old houses, 1896 structures right here on either side of Dodd Boulevard. We're going to zoom out now. Now it looks like that's a government facility and something else. But the whole point of doing this Antlers Park is to show you that all of this area right here, Antlers Park was an old gathering place. Picnics, parties, festivals, fairs, everything happened at Antlers Park and along these beaches, which a lot of it now, there is still, right down here, there's some public beach, public park, but a lot of this is all residential, and there is some farming stuff up here, which would probably be a really good area to hit. That concludes the overlay, how to find old houses, metal detecting, privy digging, historical, whatever you want to use it for. All right, thanks.